Welcome back, Conor here for 𝗧𝗿𝗆 Sports for this week's golf tips. But before I jump into this week's events, I just want to have a quick run back on the selections I put up last week. So over on the PGA Tour, my main selection was 𝗚𝗏 𝗏𝘆 and second to that was Aaron Wise. Now, unfortunately, both golfers were never in a place to contend with the winner. But I thought going in on the Sunday, we had a chance of getting two of them to place. But unfortunately, 𝗏𝗏 finished 2 shots off 8th place and Aaron Wise finished a shot back. You know, it was an unfortunate Sunday finish. I thought maybe they could have got a few more birdies to get them into place money. And then over on the DP World Tour, the main selection I put up was Marcus Hellinghild, and second to that was Brandon Stone. Now, Stone never gave us a run for money, missing the cut. But Hellinghild was 1 under going in on Sunday, and I was hoping maybe if 𝗬𝗰𝗍 and Shinkwin had come back to the field, that a low round from Hellinghild might have put us in contention, but that wasn't to be. He couldn't even get us to place money with an awful Sunday finish, which a round that consisted of a triple bogey, quadruple bogeys, 2 double bogeys. Just you can't be doing that on a Sunday, which is just showing to me now that maybe Hellinghild isn't ready to take that next step forward and win on the DP World Tour. That you know, he's shown that his game does collapse a little bit, the pressure on a Sunday finish. So he'll be a golfer I will keep an eye on the next couple of weeks, but I wouldn't be putting him up. I want to see him in contention again on Sunday and see how his game stacks up when the pressure's on him. So we've 2 events this week. We have a decent event over on the DP World Tour and an excellent Stellarfield event on the PGA Tour. And we'll start off there on the PGA Tour. So this week we go to TPC Southwind for the FedEx St. Jude Championship, which is the 4th round of the FedEx Cup Series, which is the big money pot for the PGA Tour players at the end of the season. So TPC Southwind has been a regular on the PGA Tour, having held the FedEx St. Jude Classic up to 2018 and then more recently the WGC FedEx Invitational. Now what we've seen 2 different courses from the 2 different events. So when it was the WGC Invitational most recently, the course itself played fast, firm, firm fairways, firm greens, tricky rough, tough rough. So really, you were looking for a ball striker that could control it and was a decent putter. Where when it was the FedEx St. Jude Classic, it wasn't firm at all. You had damp fairways, soft greens, rough wasn't too high, and we can see it from the golfers who contended. So we had winners like Dustin Johnson, Daniel Berger, and Brooks Koepka contended when it was the FedEx St. Jude Classic, and you had ball strikers like Abraham Ancer, who won the most recent WGC event at the TPC Southwind. So that leads me into this week's selections. I'm looking for a ball striker, players who are coming in maybe with a hot putter, excellent off the tee, strokes gained on approach. They're kind of golfers that I'm kind of going towards. So the main headline selection will be Patrick Cantlay, 4 points each way, 18-1, 8 places. Now, I've been very impressed with Cantlay recently. Since missing the cut at the PGA Championship, he hasn't finished outside the top 15 in the most recent 6 events. Now, his most recent 3 events has been the Scottish, British and the Rocket Mortgage Classic. He finished 8th at the Open, 4th at the Scottish Open, and 2nd to Tony Finau at the Rocket Mortgage Classic. Now, Cantlay is known to be an excellent ball striker. He gains on strokes off the tee, and on approach, he's one of the best iron players on the PGA Tour. But what I've seen from those 6 events is that he's actually gaining strokes on the field putting, which can be a weakness for Cantlay. And he's shown a liking to this course. He has some decent finishes at TPC Southwind. And he comes in this week ranked 5th on the FedEx Cup ranking. And Cantlay would love nothing more than to go back to back and win the FedEx Cup Championship 2 years in a row. And if it's not going to be Cantlay, a golfer I've been the price has just drawn me towards is Joaquin Niemann. So he's 50-1. I'm going to point each way at Niemann, 8 places. Now, Niemann hasn't played since the Open, which I don't mind, as he spoke after the Open saying that he was going to take a bit of a break up until the playoffs, to recover the body, which, after a long PGA Tour season, that doesn't worry me. Niemann has shown that he's one of the top PGA Tour players, having won earlier on in the year at the Genesis Invitational back in February, where it's probably one of the best fields outside of a major that we see on the PGA Tour. But it's also his ranking in his strokes gained, tee to green and off the green. He ranks 15th in both categories, but he also ranks in the top 30 on strokes gained approach. And Niemann is known to be an excellent ball striker, and he has played well each year. He's got better at this course as it's become during the WGC event. So I think Niemann this week, I can see him going low and contending and putting himself in good position going on the FedEx Cup playoffs. So we'll head over then onto the DP World Tour. So we have a decent event, as I said. So we head up north, up to Galgorm Castle Golf Club up in County Antrim, up the north. It's the course itself, it's a parkland par 75, 7,000 yards. It is a regular on the Challenge Tour, having held the Northern Ireland Open up to 2020. The course itself, you know, it's a parkland course, so you've tree line, nothing to, everything's in front of you, no real water in play. So this week, you know, we're looking for golfers who are showing good recent form. You know, as we've seen last week, maybe the value isn't in the market at we've normally seen on previous DP World Tour events. So we're looking for golfers who are bringing in good form at the moment. So that'll lead off. The main selection is going to be Sermasher, 3 points each way, 45 to 1, 8 places. The 23-year-old South African places. The 23-year-old South African has taken his game to another level this year. After turning pro in 2019, after having a stellar amateur career and winning the South African Amateur Championship in 2018, beating the likes of 𝗬𝗁 on his way to that. You know, it's just taken a while for Dion to kind of get his feet on the pro ranks. And he's shown this year that he's adjusted to that. Having had a decent start to his Sunshine Tour season earlier on the year. Back in May, he won the Session Open in the Sunshine Tour. Spread eagle in that field, going for a 6-shot victory over his 𝗬𝗁. And he's just shown that he's taken that form directly onto the Challenge Tour. You know, he hasn't missed a cut in his previous 6 events. And most recently, he finished 5th at the Irish Challenge. I can't see no reason why Dion can't compete in a kind of a weak DP World Tour event. And, you know, he takes that step foot and wins on the DP World Tour, which we've seen golfers before take that leap. South African golfers, 𝗬𝗁 won on the 2nd PGA Tour event. And Dion is a golfer to me that brings in that amateur pedigree and has shown recent form, won recently. In an event that we only have 8 winners in the field from the last 3 seasons. I think Dion at 45 to 1 is a great play this week. And if it's not going to be Dion, I think another golfer at 45 to 1 that's kind of just shot up through the ranks recently is Tom Mckibben. Tom himself hails from Hollywood Golf Club, which all we know has been made famous from Rory McIlroy. And Tom is a young golfer. He's only 19 years old. And to me, he's taken a step forward this year. At the start of the year, he ranked outside the top 1,000 in the world. And most recently, after the most recent event, he's now 390th in the world. His last 3 events have been very good on the Challenge Tour. As I said, this is a weak event. This may as well be a Challenge Tour event. So most recently, he has finished 15th, 5th. And last time out at the Irish Challenge, he was 2nd. You know, he's shown that he can take a liking to these Irish courses. And Galgorm, which I'm sure he's played many times, I can't see no reason why Tom Mckibben at 45 to 1 can't show all the promise he had as an amateur and be in contention this week at the at the Northern Ireland Open. So that's all this week from Conor for Cold Beer Sports. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get a winner soon. And why can't it be this week? And if Patrick Cantley and Dion can do us the favour, maybe the double might not be bad to play as well. Cheers, thanks.